Hello and welcome back to another episode of Dear Jill, the podcast where it's all about you lot. Whatever's on your mind, whatever you're struggling with, or maybe something you just want to make us laugh about, this is the place for it. You just get your messages in, voice note us. You can email us if you're a bit shy and you don't want your voice to be on the podcast, but it doesn't matter. It's all welcome and we'd just love to hear from you, wouldn't we?
We do, and we love hearing them. I get to sift through lots of voice notes and lots of dilemmas that I think, I'm glad I'm not you, Jill, and having to give that expertise on stuff. But as well as stuff that people are struggling with or have dilemmas, we also get some questions about you.
Right.
And people are very, very interested in you. Sarah has been in touch and she's got a little voice note for us.
Oh, lovely.
Hello, Jill. I follow you, Jill, on Instagram, and you're one of my favourite actors on screen and TV. And as a woman in my late 40s, I just wanted to know how you look after your skin. This is probably the same for lots of women, actually. You know, you get perimenopause and menopause, your skin becomes dry. And I just wanted to know what you use on your skin and what's your routine. It does get frustrating, doesn't it, when you look at your skin and you think, oh, I wish it was so lovely again as I was in my 20s, and as I reach 50, it's not. But anyway, I just wanted to ask that. Thank you.
Oh, tell me about it. The changes in your skin all the time, and you think you've nailed it with one thing, and then, you know, a new season comes around or a new hormone plays havoc with your body. But actually, my skincare routine is all based around a woman called Caroline Hirons.
Okay.
Who, if anyone's into skincare, they will know about her. But if you're not, then you wouldn't have heard of her. And she does these like kits every few months where she'll get lots of brands that she really roots for. Caroline actually has her own skincare brand now as well called Skin Rocks. But within the kit will be a full skincare routine, and it'll be like something like a 70% reduction in the price it would cost you to buy them all separately. So what I've learned from Caroline, so I would say I've been following Caroline probably since like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So serum apparently is very important.
Apparently.
I didn't know this. I didn't know this until Caroline told me. She was like, if you could only afford to buy one like higher price product, make it the serum. Okay, I'll take that on board.
Write that down.
So whatever she puts in the kit is the serum. I will use that serum. Obviously, I have some of my favorites, but it's whatever sort of arrives in the kit that every couple of months. So I basically also now, because of Caroline, use like a nice cleansing balm. And sometimes I even double clean. This was not a thing in my life until I started listening to Caroline. But she was like, well, look, the first one is to get like your makeup off or to get like the crap from the day off. And the second one is to make sure your skin is really clean. Because the first one is just sort of removing a lot of stuff. But the second one is to make it nice, squeaky clean. And I also use a cloth because she told me that you're supposed to use a cloth as well.
You got all the lingo, like.
Do you know what I mean? So I clean and then I put eye cream on, whatever eye cream's in the kit. And I dab.
Nice.
And then I put my serum on, and then I put my moisturiser on. Sometimes there'll be a nighttime moisturiser and then a daytime moisturiser. But other than that, that's about as far as I go. So it's not complicated. I've actually probably not messed around with my skin that much. And I think that is just like pure luck on a sort of genetic basis. I didn't have like skin problems when I was a kid. Of course I had spots, but I didn't have acne. That's a completely different thing, and my heart goes out to people that struggle with that. So I think I've just always had all right skin. Do you know what I mean? So, and now I just and I could be wrong, but I do think because I don't drink, I don't have like a lot of like the the toxins and that, you know, sometimes after a particularly heavy weekend, you can get a bit, you know, your skin looks a bit pale and a bit sort of like grey after like a bit of a drink and stuff. So that's about it. I mean, there's no magic in it. It's just, but Caroline Hirons, basically, I mean, I keep saying her name repeatedly, but that I just literally see what kit she's got coming out. I use the kit. When the kit is finished, the idea is there would be a new kit coming my way. And that's all I do. But I just, you know.
And do you do it every day?
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
I
do. Yeah, I do. Yeah. So every morning and every night I would do that. Yeah. If I'm going to the gym in the morning, obviously I wouldn't do like a full skincare to go to the gym. I would just leave it either with nothing on it or just a bit of Nivea, a bit of blue Nivea cold cream.
Everyone's got that in it. Everyone. I was brought up on that blue Nivea.
Well, when I was a kid, right? Actually, yeah, so that was the only problem I can remember having as a kid. I went through this phase for months. It felt like months. It was probably only weeks. And I had like a really dry red patch around my nose, all around here, right? And I think I was using Sudocreme. I seem to remember as a kid, like, yeah, classic, going to bed at night, putting the Sudocreme on. And I remember it must have been bad because I went to school one day and one of my mates took the piss out of me. Just like, why has Jill always got like a red, dry nose or something like that? And I was thinking, I've got to get this sorted out. And I literally just picked up my mum's Nivea blue cold cream and just slathered it. It's a good word, isn't it? Slathered. All over there. Woke up the next morning. Completely gone.
Saved you.
It's so funny the way you go back to things because in my 20s and 30s, I was like, blue Nivea? I don't think so. Because it was what my mum used.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, love it. I have a massive tub of it.
Yeah.
All the time. If I go out and I feel weather beaten or oh, by the way, as well, always wear sunscreen. That's another thing I've learned.
Like
even in the winter, guys, you got to wear your sunscreen. So I do that now as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if my skin just feels in any way not great, Nivea, blue cream. Easy. I mean, how much it's a couple of quid, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the best thing going.
Yeah.
Value for money.
Really like it.
Not sponsored by Nivea.
No, not sponsored by anyone. God.
I mean, but do you feel like, you know, this is to come for me. I don't know anything about the menopause. Mm-hmm. Do you get to that point? I mean, I don't know if you are, but,
yes.
You know.
Yeah, do you notice differences? Yeah, and mainly for me, rather than like it being like a dryness or a spottiness or something like that, for me, it's like elasticity. That's kind of what you kind of think, where has the bounciness gone? Where are my little chubby cheeks? And, you know, my little, you know, when you do this and it just kind of drops again. That's what I've started to notice, certainly. The age I am now, I'm like, oh, wow, that kind of feeling when your skin kind of just, you sort of want to sort of like pin it back up to where it should be. But, you know, what can you do? There's loads of things you can do. Yeah. Facelifts, threads. I've looked them all up. Don't worry about that.
Would it tempt you?
I think I'd be really frightened. I honestly think I would be because something like that feels irreversible. What happens if you got a really bad one and it went wrong and you had to live with it? Or I suppose there's another like narrative always running in my head of like, you know, it's fine. Like you are who you are. But listen, you know, I don't have, you know, no judgment on anyone who wants to do that. I think I would just genuinely feel really quite frightened to get a facelift because we all remember the horror ones, don't we?
Yes.
The ones that seem to go wrong. There'll be millions of men and women walking around with the most amazing facelifts and we just think they look excellent.
Yeah.
So that's why it's good because we don't know. But yeah, it's just it's the ones you see where you go, oh dear God.
Oh no.
Is that reversible? Like, can you do something about that?
Just grow old gracefully.
Yeah, or disgracefully.
Anyway, there you have it. There you go. Hope we answered your question, Sarah. We'll get into it then, shall we?
Lovely.
Dear Jill, hope you're okay. So my mum is 82 and is starting to become a bit confused. She is very lively and active, but has started to worry about the smallest of things. She lives on her own and copes admirably. She cooks, shops, and cleans for herself. She reads regularly and attends over 50s events. Her brain is sharp as a tack, but she is a stressor. For example, she gets very upset about things that happened 50 to 70 years ago. Things that can't be changed, conversations or actions by people long dead. I've asked her to get counselling, but she says it's too late in life. She obsesses about small things like a lost glove or getting up 4 hours early for the doctor's appointment. I'm afraid that she's going to overexert herself. How can I help her?
Wow, that's two sort of like so very like conflicting sides of your mom, isn't it? Like you say, she's so like bright and sharp and involved in life, but that she's worrying or obsessing about things from a long time ago, or that she stresses, like about time and things. You know what? It's really hard with something like this because it is the natural way that our brains go. I mean, I'm sat here now and I'll be 50 this year, and I stress about lots of things. Your mum's got like 32 years on me. So I once heard or read Eckhart Tolle say that sometimes the greatest gift that you can give someone, especially someone who is in a lot of turmoil and pain, is just listen. Just listen. Don't try to tell them it's nothing to worry about. Don't say that. Tell them to not worry about it. Don't say, oh, well, what you think about that for? It's in the past. Just literally give her all of your attention, 100% of your attention and time. Let her tell you the story and sit with her and be present with her and just listen. Because what happens then is the person who is in that moment and in that stress and in that worry, if somebody is really present with them and you're really listening, they tend to be able to hear themselves very, very clearly and almost work it out for themselves and almost get to the point where they think, that might not be worth my worry. But when you push back at someone all the time, it's like that gives them permission to stay in the stress. So I remember the example Eckhart Tolle gave was that, it was very similar actually. A lady whose house he went round to, she was obsessed that something she owned had gone missing and she thought someone had stolen it from her house. And she went round and round in circles, and this person and that person, and they've done this and they've done that and they've done the other. And as she was talking, and this went on for hours apparently, she was like making a cup of tea and doing all sorts, and she found it. She found the thing that she thought had been taken and stolen. And he said, all I did was just allow her to just be in that. And then she just calmed right down. And apparently she just looked at him and she just said, I took that to a level that I just didn't need to go to, didn't I? I absolutely was in so much fear and so much conflict in my brain. I just almost like lost control. And the fact that he just didn't try and calm her down, didn't try and tell her that what she was thinking was wrong. He just was present with her and stayed there with her. Apparently, like, that is a really powerful thing to do. And I think that about like all of our parents as well. I definitely include myself in this. Sometimes you can be like, oh, they tell me the same story 3 times and they're always talking about this and I don't know why they're worried about that when there's that going on as well, And sometimes just the greatest gift you can give somebody is just to be there with them. Just let your mom talk, let her chat, and you might feel her bringing herself back down and grounding herself just because you have given her your complete attention. Give it a try anyway, because it sounds like actually there's a lot of her life that's going on that sounds pretty good to me. But for her age as well, for anyone's age, but she's very into like community and into being with people. So I would just not worry too much, just be with her.
Great. Our next one is from Amy.
Dear Jill, I've recently come out of a controlling and manipulative relationship. We met up recently as all their stuff was still at my house, so we met up and talked. I had mixed feelings about it all as I still really care about them, but they've messaged me since saying that when I'm ready and in a better position we can get back together, but I don't know what to do. I don't want to end up in the same situation, but I still really care about them.
Okay. So I understand that you care about them, and maybe at some point you loved them when you were together. But there was a reason why you split up, and those reasons seem really serious. And in my experience of knowing people who've been in this situation and having some of experience of it myself, that is how somebody who behaves like that is the cycle of the behavior. The behavior is it gets to a certain point where it's untenable, and then the relationship breaks down, and then there's a little breather, a little space, and then the person comes back and they pretend to be more reasonable and rational than they are, and then they're saying it's all right, and when you're ready we can get back together. But in my experience, and it's just my experience, I'm not a therapist, I'm just, in my experience, what you're doing is you're going back into the cycle. You're like going back into that kind of drama triangle that people talk about. So you don't want to be treated the way you were treated in that relationship. You don't want the same thing to happen. And the best way to do that is to not be with them. There are so many people out there. This is not the person for you who makes you feel like that. You can trick yourself into thinking it's the only person for you. The other person can make you feel like, oh, but when we're good, we're so good. And I just think if we just have more of the good stuff and less of the bad stuff, then it's just going to be great. It's like, no, you deserve to be with someone who isn't like that and who doesn't treat you like that. And my experience of a very, very healthy relationship is when something's bad, it's only bad because there is a situation that needs to be sorted out. It's not what I've experienced before where you just go, we're just having a bad patch. What does that even mean? What does that mean? That just means that someone's behavior has just been continuously bad. And that's not justified, in my opinion. So if I was you, I just absolutely wouldn't even consider getting back with this person. And that's just my opinion, but that's how I say it. I feel pretty like boundaried and strict about stuff like that. What you thinking, Emma?
Exactly what you said.
Yeah.
If there's been bad things before,
yeah,
it might circle again. And it might not.
Yep.
But is it worth the chance?
Yeah, because in the meantime, what about all the other people that you're not meeting, that you're not seeing, that you wouldn't experience that with? As I've said on this podcast, and I think you agree, I just don't think there's one person out there for you.
No.
At all. That would be a crazy notion to think then you meet the one, out of every. So there's lots of other people out there. Go meet them. Go feel the most amazing you can feel.
Hiya ladies, hope you can help. I'm a content creator and I work with a bunch of friends doing this. One of them has me worried sick with all the daft stunts that he's doing to go viral, like painting himself green, tormenting his lovely partner, and finally bathing in gravy. You heard me right, he bathed in a bath of gravy. How do I stop him from doing this before it escalates?
Sammy, I really wish I had more details. I really, really, why? Why is this person doing it? Like, obviously to get more views, but is it a business? Is it something? Why is he creating that kind of attention? Is it to drive people to a website? Is it? Do we have any more information about this?
I think she does a podcast, so it must be
publicity.
If you're thinking,
yeah, get me that gravy. No, I'm not. Do you know what? I think I do sound a bit old when I say this, but I watch this sometimes on, social media when you just get sort of like reels suggested, and seeing people do these sort of mad thing, it just all feels to me like, well, it is attention seeking. That is literally what it is. I mean, no one's, but they're not pretending it's not that. So at least I admire the fact that they're like, well, yeah, I'm just doing it to get clicks, to get views, to get attention. But I don't know. To me, it just feels a very unfulfilling way to try and build something, because where does that end? When it comes to pranks, when it comes to shock, when it comes to just doing something so people will look at you, well, I don't really understand where that ends. That's just never been my bag. I've never even liked things like that, like Jackass.
Oh yeah,
I can't watch it.
No, I can't either.
And I find it cringy because I'm worried that they're going to hurt themselves. I also find it a little bit like, why? But some people love it, don't they? They love people doing stupid stuff. It's just, I don't really have anything to say about this other than for me, I just don't get it. I would honestly rather somebody told me something interesting that they know or that was on their mind, because that would make me feel like I was getting to know them. Being in a bath of gravy, I just think, well, anyone can do that if you're daft enough. I've had a bath of milk before.
Oh, have you? The conversations we have. Why?
Because years ago I was in Calendar Girls, and the photo shoots for Calendar Girls, they always try and do something a bit different, or they'll maybe reference old like photo shoots that people have done. And I did a couple on this particular photo shoot, and one of them happened to be like me in a bath of milk with the sunflowers like around me. So that was a weird experience, being in the milk. I didn't like that.
Did you have to go out and have a proper bath, get it all out the nooks and crannies?
I just asked them to put some tea bags in there and some boiling water.
You animal. Never milking first, Jill. Never milking first.
That's true, actually.
Calendar Girls, though, was that an empowering thing to do?
Empowering, but yeah, do you know, I don't think I thought about it that much. I mean, it was very kind of tastefully done, and the whole, I don't know if you ever saw it, but the scene in which they're doing the calendar, it's really fun the way they did it. It's very, very comedic, and obviously with the lighting on stage and the flash of the camera, there's really very, very little you see. So it was an interesting experience. I was in it with June Brown, Doc Cotton,
right,
and Jerry Hall,
right.
Gemma Atkinson was in it. She wasn't one of the women. She played a beautician, I seem to remember. So it was like, Anita Dobson. So it was like, it was one of those jobs where you're like, this is a bit wild. Like, this is like, you don't imagine those type of kind of gigs really when you're in drama school. And you kind of know that it's like, it's just a little moment in time, and you just have to smile and enjoy it and think, you know what, this is just a bit of fun, and on we go. So yeah, I had quite a nice time.
I need to see the pictures now.
Yeah. Me and me milk.
Do you have the calendar?
No, I don't think they made us an actual calendar of us. No, I don't seem to remember that. The other one I had to recreate was the the really famous tennis picture, the Athena poster where the girls got the
yes.
Yeah, I had to recreate that one as well. So we all had like famous posters to recreate. Must have been for the publicity campaign.
Nice.
Oh God, I haven't thought about that for a while.
Get back in the scrapbook. Lola, what we're Googling now. Anyway, our next one, this one's anonymous.
Right.
Dear Jill, I am a police officer. My dilemma is my wife wants me to take my handcuffs home. There's 3 issues with this. Number 1, you're not meant to take your handcuffs home. Number 2, real life prisoners have wore them handcuffs. Not sure I want to wear them. And number 3, I'm sure you've never been arrested, Jill, but if you ever wore real police handcuffs, they are extremely uncomfortable. What should I do?
Right, okay, so let's get practical for a minute. you can buy handcuffs online, like, easily. So you definitely don't need to use actual police ones. So if you want to have a little bit of a handcuff game in the bedroom, it's not a problem. Like, you can buy handcuffs on Amazon, right? So that's the first one. Secondly, the fact that you're thinking about the history of the handcuffs. Yeah, I get where you're coming from with that. I really do. And have I worn handcuffs? Right. Not only have I worn handcuffs and foot cuffs, but I actually wore a Victorian version of them. And I have never, ever worn something more uncomfortable than that. The way the bars were clattering against my skin and scraping me every time I walked. I wore them for this comedy I did called Year of the Rabbit. It was like set in the Victorian times, and it was so painful. I mean, those things are, I mean, they're like torture weapons. Obviously, they're a bit better now, but you know what? When it comes to like little kinks and having fun in the bedroom and things like that, I think it's and unless it's something that you really, really don't want to do, like it just wouldn't turn you on at all, I think it's quite nice to accommodate like your partner's little like kinks and what they want to do, because I think you've got to bring a bit of fun into the bedroom sometimes. I think that, you know, eat, sex, repeat. It's just a bit like, we're going to do this thing. This is the order it's going to go. Bish, bash, bosh. And I think sometimes you just got to like bring in a bit of spice and a bit of fun and a bit of silliness sometimes. I think sex can be sexy when it's funny as well, if that makes sense. So I think you should think of a way to make this happen for his partner without, of course, having to bring, you know, actual police handcuffs home and then have to explain to his boss the next day why they went missing.
But maybe that's a bit of a thrill as well.
Maybe she wants them,
you
ones.
know?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Listen, you could always take them home, dip them in holy water, and then play around to take them back.
Oh, just have a nice fluffy one. They're so much nicer. Not from experience.
But well, you did say they're so much nicer, so you've just outed yourself there.
Oh, dear me.
But yes, you might be right. She might want the real ones because that's more like, you know, a bit more primal. Mm. So, but anyway, meet in the middle on that one, I say. Come on, like, you know, have a bit of fun, but, you know, don't get sacked.
Yeah, it's not worth getting sacked.
It's not worth getting sacked.
Never. I'm just trying to think of, it's like a man in uniform. What's that? Is it uniformdating.com?
Oh, yeah, you can do that, can't you? Where
Yeah.
you date, like, professions. What would be yours? What, like, you know, when the Chippendales come on and they're all in different uniforms. What's the uniform that gets you?
Fireman, innit?
See, I always find those like waterproof pants like not that sexy though.
No, but it's like
You like what
what's
they're doing.
underneath.
Do you know
Big
which
chunky
one? Have a guess
thigh.
which one I like.
You
I think
wanna-
you'll be surprised.
No, I'm going to say like a doctor who's going to look after you.
Nah,
Here we go.
I like the cowboy. Yeehaw! I do. I always like the little chaps and the Stetson and stuff, and then they give you a little nod.
Come give you the hat.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be like, I'll get on your horse.
Bet you regret you said that. Or your listeners will.
So as you've heard from this week, we really do talk about anything on this show. So if you have got something on your mind, regardless of what it is, or even if you just have a question for me, get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to have you on the show. And of course, we'll try and help. See you next week.